That's a clean hit from Trent Alexander-Arnold to give Liverpool a point at Etihad Stadium. So it was Erling Haaland who first got the goal for Manchester City, scoring his 50th goal, Premier League goal for Manchester City in the Premier League. I mean, and that was one of our games at a roadshow that started us at the Blackberry Lounge. And Edwin, I mean, I was thinking City were going to blaze Liverpool. The last time they played at Etihad Stadium, they ended 4-1 for Manchester City.
Look, and that's how it was heading towards, I felt, after City got that opening goal. Actually, the first half was almost entirely City's. Apart from that Nunes chance, which was saved by Edison, I felt City had complete control of the game. Passing-wise, in midfield, they were dominant. Up front, they showed a lot of threats in the final third of the pitch. I felt in defense, they had complete control of that Liverpool attack, primarily because the Liverpool forwards, all three of them did not show up. Salah did not have a good first half. Darwin Núñez, his movement was impressive, but even he did not have the best first halves. And Jota was terrible in that game, you have to say. And once you have one player on one side of the pitch who is not having his best day, it means City were free to push, overload the other half of the pitch, which made Salah's job even tougher. They were able to push more centre backs into his direction, stifle any play on that side. Anytime play was switched to Jota's side, he either had a bad touch, he couldn't progress the ball. He had a really poor first half. So it was no surprise when Jurgen Klopp decided to change things up. Brought in Luis Diaz in the second half, brought in Gravenberch for Curtis Jones. And those changes really affected Liverpool's play. They improved Liverpool's play. Because even though Luis Diaz did not have an instant impact in the game, his presence there, it definitely forced Kyle Walker to stay up there. It forced Ruben Diaz to pay more attention in that direction. So if you see for Liverpool's goal, it was his ball across. His ball across with the defense of Man City expanded. That got to, was it Cody Gakpo? That he passed to Salah. Salah passed to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and good touch and good goal. I felt that City will be very disappointed. They'll see this as 2 points lost because they had the game under control. Doku was a menace on his side. He had Trent Alexander-Arnold and Matip on toast. The only problem was that Liverpool recognized that threat very early, so they put players behind those players. So anytime Doku had a one-on-one, obviously he's going to beat the first man. But then behind him, there's another player there he has to deal with. So more often times he found himself turning back into midfield, turning back and passing the ball away. Or his crosses were just being cleared out for corner kicks or being blocked. It was a good strategy from Jurgen Klopp. It worked eventually, but he would have been disappointed with the way his team played the entire game. Pep Guardiola would be disappointed that they didn't come up with 3 points, but it was a very interesting game to watch tactically, to see how both managers responded to how each of them was going about their play, each of them was going about their business in the game, how they were tweaking things. And this is how top managers play. They respond to how the other manager has set up in the game, respond to the changes they've made.
And prior to the game, you should see the mutual respect from both managers. I mean, you listen to them talk at the press conference, you can sense that they respect each other's job, and it was clear.
They do, and it's accounted for their success. You learn from other managers. No matter how good you are, you have a lot to learn as a manager. So picking up from the best in the business is never a bad thing. I also like to share a word about Erling Haaland. 50 goals in the Premier League. The quickest ever player to get to that.
Smashing Andy Cole's record.
Yeah, smashing is...
65 games.
Smashing is absolutely the right word for it. He's been fantastic since he got to the Premier League, and I really expect him to grow from here.
I mean, Citi, so for the fourth time in the Premier League era, it was both managers were going to this clash. Is it that Pep who is topping the table, or he's second, or it's the other way around, Klopp topping the table, or he's second? It was the fourth time it was happening. I mean, I call them the finest brains you can have in the English Premier League. I don't know what you say.
Certainly, they are the finest coaches on planet Earth. You really rate them high up there. If you had to mention top 5 coaches in the world, come on, you definitely
You put them there.
these two plus others. But look, Klopp had it wrong in the first half. He started a midfield trio that got only 1 tackle and 0 interceptions the entire 45 minutes. That's why Edwin highlighted that fact that the first 45 minutes was all City, guns blazing, because City had an extra man in midfield and always had the Rodri giving out the beautiful pass to Doku to cause all sorts of problems to whoever he was facing. Look, Doku beat Trent the entire time except on 4 occasions. That is when Trent was able to put in a tackle.
Yeah.
It was all Doku. It was a Doku show.
Yeah, he actually had, 11 successful dribbles in a game. No player in the Premier League this season
And
has
very
had
direct.
more.
Like, when he picks the ball, you can just
He's
sense, as a
coming
right back,
at
he's
you.
coming at you.
He's coming at
And
you.
it just puts that fear in you. Like, look, you need to up your game. You can't just switch off.
Yeah, and in the second half, I feel that Klopp noticed that Curtis was not helping.
Yeah, so he had to yank him off.
And brought in Ryan. And Ryan was the game changer. Grafenberg was the game changer because he literally stepped up to add some form of grit to that midfield. He was a kind of enforcer because Soboslai and McAllister were corporates in the action that led to the City goal because Soboslai just allowed Ake to feel as if he's prime Messi beating him. McAllister should have stepped up to the plate to tackle, but he also didn't and allowed for Erling Haaland to break a record that, come on, we all saw coming that he was going to break it. We just didn't know that whether he was going to add to the fact that he has scored more than 1 goal in 25% of the games he has played as an EPL player, which is crazy for a player like that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And you have him coming at you and Alisson decides to also have his own mini show. Look, for all wants and purpose here, that second goal should have stood.
Yeah.
Because look at it again, Alisson went for the ball. If he had gotten the ball, he did not want to punch the ball. He wanted to, grab the ball. And Akanji was also in flight. If he had grabbed the ball, he would have come down with the ball and anything from there would have been a foul. But you missed the ball. And the ball ended up in the net. And you are telling us it's a foul, which is wrong. And I feel that also changed the course of the game because after that, Trent got his wonder strike and he silenced everyone, feeling he had done so well in the game. He was very problematic in the game.
Quick point about Alisson. He had a shaky game.
Yeah.
His kicking was not on point. Throwing out distribution was very bad. And it puts Liverpool under a lot of pressure. Obviously, he was responsible partly for the first goal, not because he failed to clear the ball, but also I felt the Haaland shot was very savable on his part. But then he redeemed himself. There was a move in the second half in which City had a chance and he saved the ball.
Yeah.
And that resulted in the counter that got Liverpool the win. So he redeemed himself in the end. I still feel he is the best Premier League goalkeeper at the moment. And he showed his quality, but he also showed some sides of him that Klopp might not be too happy with.
Okay. All right.